Hi, I'm Peter Whittle from the New Culture Forum. Now, you might have read recently that despite the efforts of political activists to have it removed, the statue of Cecil Rhodes at Oriel College in Oxford will after all be staying. This battle, which had gone on for months, had become emblematic of the efforts of those who wish to attack or dismantle our history, who want to rewrite it as an unrelieved litany of evil deeds. It's therefore very welcome news that in the case of Rhodes, they've not succeeded. Our Save Our Statues campaign played no small part in this success. We started the campaign last year, and the public's strength of feeling on this issue of statues being torn down, streets being renamed and memorials defaced became immediately clear. Hundreds of people who joined the campaign then made their voices heard by sending written public submissions to the Rhodes Committee. Indeed, Save Our Statues was mentioned in their final report. So, along with Richard Bingley, Robert Poll and the rest of the team, I want to say a sincere thanks to all those people who made a significant difference and helped save the statue. It shows what can be done when the public speaks up. On the back of this, the Government Minister Robert Jenrick recently claimed that cancel culture had now met its match. Well, I'm afraid he couldn't be more wrong. Cancel culture is in any case just the superficial manifestation of a cultural assault which has become one of the main dynamics in our everyday life. This assault has been happening for years, for decades, and likewise it will be a generational fight back. But the only way in which we can be successful is if we fully understand and appreciate quite how far-reaching are the aims of those who have our culture in their sights. What we are seeing now is not just some fad or fashion, and neither can it be treated, as many conservatives tend to, as loony nonsense or political correctness gone mad. Rather, what we're seeing is an attempt to delegitimize and dismantle Western civilization. Rod Liddell, a guest on this channel a number of times, put it very succinctly in last week's Sunday Times. He called it the de-enlightenment, the determined destruction at the behest of a tiny minority of almost every appurtenance of Western thought and civilization. The degradation and eventual cancelling of science, literature, music and history. So what can we do if we find ourselves despairing at the inactivity of our politicians? Well, I would say this to you. We must no longer rely on our institutions. We have to make sure that we retain the knowledge of our history, culture, and our extraordinary achievements. If we feel we have gaps in our knowledge, then we must make every effort to fill those gaps. Before the welfare state existed, working people up and down the country put huge emphasis on acquiring knowledge for themselves of history, science and literature. So now we must once again draw on that old tradition. We have to ensure that we pass on this knowledge to our children and grandchildren. This is something we can all do and do now. To quote the line from Alan Bennett's play, The History Boys, pass it on. Thank you.